this week's Parsha, the Torah speaks about all the journeys of where the Jews traveled in the desert. And the Torah actually takes 42 verses to say they journeyed from here, they camped there, took off again, landed, departed, landed, took off, journeyed, landed, settled. 42 verses. That's very interesting, because usually the Torah is stingy on words. The entire halachas of Shabbos, which there are 2 tractates in the Talmud, which explains in minute detail all the halachas of Shabbos, but in the Torah, it's just about 5 or 7 verses, which says the entire halachas of Shabbos. And here, which is seemingly unimportant, just where the Jews traveled, and the Torah takes so much time and energy and effort just to write all the details of the Jewish travels. But the answer is, if we think Shabbos is so important and this is just the Jews traveling, then you have a great question. But if you recognize that a Jew is more important than Shabbos even, you wouldn't have that question. You know, we could desecrate Shabbos, you can violate the Shabbos to save a Jew's life. You violate the Shabbos even if there's only a possibility, a far-fetched possibility that maybe someone's there, you can desecrate the Shabbos. Because the Jew is way more important. But the life of a Jew, Hashem gets excited about a Jew's life. And Hashem talks about it and describes it in detail. There's a famous Mishnah which says, Ayin Royde, the eye sees, Oizen shamas, the ear listens, Mishnah in Avos, which describes that everything you do, there's an eye watching and an ear listening, and everything you do gets written down. Now some people look at this Mishnah that this is a little heavy concept, that watch out, whatever you do, Hashem is watching. But on the contrary, the Mishnah is not trying just to tell you that. The Mishnah is saying, do you understand that all your actions, Hashem is excited about what you're doing, and He actually takes the effort and the means to write it down? Because that is Judaism. You know what Torah is? What a Jew does. And if a Jew walks somewhere, Hashem says, wow, one of my children walked, moved houses, journeyed, and Hashem writes it down because it's so important to Him. Hashem thinks about us all the time. Maybe that's why we read this parsha just before Tisha B'Av. Because if we would think about Hashem half the amount, or just a fraction of how much Hashem thinks about us, maybe we'd be back. I'm sure we'd be back in Jerusalem, in Yerushalayim, in Eretz Yisrael with Hashem. This message, this week's parsha is teaching us how much Hashem thinks about us and cares for us. Shabbos only takes 7 pasukim, but this is the journey of Klal Yisrael, and Hashem is actually very interested in what goes on with us. Let's take that message and start thinking a little more about Hashem in our lives. Thank you, and good Shabbos.
Shabbos.